There's no marriage certificate anywhere in the state of Arizona. How is that possible? Okay, then they got two kids. There's no birth certificates on any of them. There's no photo where they actually show their face. There's no name in public. I mean, if you're a famous individual, fair enough. I can understand if you don't want to show the baby's face or names or whatever, keep them out of the spotlight. But otherwise than that, the official papers should be there. They are not. How is that even possible? You start looking at Erica Kirk. I mean, she looks in a specific way, like most of us do. And her looks is she's a bit wide in there. She's a beautiful girl, but wide and very distinct eyebrows like this and beautiful smile like this. Then you compare it with a woman who stood up and spoke to the nation after Charlie Kirk died. They don't even look alike.
Have you been?
Super busy and good.
Yeah, that's good. I'm glad we
Yeah.
made this happen. It's been a little effort trying to get this thing organized, huh?
I tell you, it's like I don't want to speculate, but it's like every time when something I feel is important, then it's like being boom, 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 boom,
Yeah,
boom.
yeah.
So beautiful drums in the background.
It's a test. Oh, you
Let's,
like the Congos you're talking about?
yep,
Yeah, I just picked them up actually just the other week.
you like the guitar
Yeah, I can see your guitar in the background. It's amazing. How long have you been playing guitar?
since I was 13, I think. So
Yeah,
it's been a
really.
while.
What's your favorite genre of music? Do you play all sorts of things? Do you like one particular genre?
No, no, but I can send you. I recorded a music. I've done two solo albums. I've done music for TV and film,
That's
but
amazing.
uh, but also I did a song together with a guy in Spain
Hmm.
during lockdown. So we were like we put together like a band. We never met, and we made this song that really took off. It's called
Really?
Wake Up. Yeah.
That's
So
fantastic. I had no idea about that.
okay, let me just give it to you here. 2 seconds.
Yeah, send it over. Yeah, well, I've been playing drums since I was about 10.
Du- 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 Wow.
Yeah,
Well,
so
that's
I
must.
played in my dad's band from the age of like 15 through to about 20, 21, and then I just started to do my own thing and got busy being busy with life and everything like that. But recently, I've just had this uh, interest in salsa music. So I've just I got this
Okay.
inkling about a month ago to start playing some salsa, and I fucking love it, right? So I'm playing it every day just through Spotify.
Wow.
And then I remembered I was at my dad's place, and I remembered that when he used to do some gigs, I used to see some congas there, and I'm like, man, I'd love to pick myself up some congas. He's like, I've got to set downstairs. If you want them, you can have them. So anyway, here they are.
Whoa.
So via YouTube and all the rest of it, I'm starting to pick up a few little
Wow.
lessons here and there. I'll play
Wow.
the conga music in the background, and I start getting my little rhythm going. So I'm really loving it.
Excellent. That's excellent. I'll send you in the chat here.
I just got it.
I'll send you this song. I mean, feel free to use it in whatever way you want.
Yeah, thank you. I
So,
will. That's amazing. Well, look, man, we've got lots to talk about, but I think like one of the things that I've been really wanting to talk about, and you probably know what it is, was this whole Charlie Kirk
okay.
incident. Like,
Yeah.
and his weird wife, like
Which one?
the one that's all over the news, and this and social media, just doing all sorts of, weird things and gestures, and just seemingly like very untethered about her husband's execution. Like she seems very well put together. So anyway, she's a little bit strange for me, but I don't really have anything specific to kind of ask you other than I know that you're all over this. So I wanted to maybe get yeah, ground up level of perspective of what you think has gone down.
So like when this happened, I was in Japan at the time, and I promised my sweetheart to take a step back for a while and just and then this one went down, and I was like,
Hmm.
what the hell? Because it's once you start looking into it, it is high level psychological operation, massive. It
Hmm.
has all the hallmarks of bullshit, 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 and bullshit on steroids, but on a level where it matters. Do you know where
Hmm.
like why would they pull something like that off? So I did more or less 2 weeks nonstop, hardly slept or ate or whatever. I did one webinar. You can find it on lightonconspiracies.com.
Hmm.
And then I thought that I had it sort of in the whatever. I packaged it so that every I always try to do my presentation so that it is not really up for discussion. I'm showing enough so that hopefully it will feel like you're up against Mike Tyson when it comes to facts. Like it's not like a dialogue. It's like look here, look there, look here, look there, so you can see for yourself. And but then it just continued. So I did a second one. I mean, it's like it's almost 4 hour in total, and it's still running. So it's like this one is not just an ordinary assassination, nor
Hmm.
false flag, nor psychological operation. It is on a whole different level. So
Yeah.
thank you for asking.
Hold on a second, Ollie. I've lost your audio for some reason. No. Why can't I hear you?
Hear me?
You just come in and then went out again, so I don't know what's going on.
Okay. Yeah, once again, it's always interesting with technical issues when you start
Yeah.
talking about things that matters. Everything can be super fine, and then boom, you go into an area, and suddenly, like internet speed goes, woo,
I
and
agree. This was the same last time. I'm not sure if you remember
no,
this.
but Adrian, it is, if it was like once or twice, I wouldn't even notice, but it's when it's in the hundreds and when it's part of my daily life, and people say, you're the only one that causes, do you know, like I even had a radio show shut down in Spain. Do you know, all the
Really?
tech stuff went down. Every time I came on, there were these, it just got hammered. And in the end, the owner said, listen, we can't afford it. So
Got to
I'm
shut things down.
yeah, it's sad for me because unfortunately I'm bringing bad news to many radio hosts. At the same time, you have to ask yourself, is it because I'm a very unpleasant individual, or could it be that I'm actually saying something that they would not like to get out there?
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
and maybe I got bad breath, but I mean, whatever. But I think this is on a different level. So anyway, so I always think it's interesting, and
Absolutely.
when it comes. So let's see if it happens again.
Hmm.
Anyway, so to get a bigger over picture, a bigger picture, like helicopter view, is like, when did you hear about Charlie Kirk? Hello. I mean, most people had never heard of the dude until Trump got into position this time, and then suddenly he went like this incredible rocket of individual that just was he was just suddenly everywhere. Like, and then he was sort of like mingling with people like Benjamin Netanyahu and Donald Trump and Elon Musk and all of these dudes
Mm.
from nowhere. And then he was suddenly, we thank Charlie Kirk for having being part of electing our whole government. I'm like, wait, okay, so he's not just somebody who's good at debating stuff. I mean, you have to give it to him. When you see him debating people, he's very good at it, or
Good.
at least the ones that have been filmed. Because maybe many other times he was a complete disaster, but they just deleted it, and then we
Oh,
just see the highlights. I don't know. But anyway, I always find it a phenomenon when somebody just comes out of nowhere on and then into the arena on that level. Okay, so I was already like, whoa, this is like a bit strange around him. But please notice, how did Trump get into power this time? He came into power from problem, reaction, solution.
Hmm.
Please at least consider that there is a power behind the scenes that are pulling the strings, that the people that we see on screen in front of us doing all of these things could be just puppets. Please consider that option, because very often you will have a problem, reaction, solution. The people in power positions behind the scenes, secretly create a problem to get a reaction. The reaction they want is like, oh my God, from us, something needs to be done. And then they say, well, because of this problem and the gravity of it, here is the solution. And the solution is every single time something we would not have accepted had it not been for the problem. This is the old Roman template, problem, reaction, solution. Okie dokie. So if you go back to see how did Barack Obama come in on stage, nobody could even imagine a black president. It was just unheard of. Then suddenly, George Bush Jr., who was an absolute joke, who was just continuing after his father, he's a real bad dude, senior. I mean, that is a heavyweight player in this whole global thing. But when he could not be elected anymore, they put his drunken son in Boy George in position so that senior could keep playing in the background.
Hmm.
Anyway, so they couldn't keep that going. So what they wanted was to get one of their own players in on stage, in this case, Barry Soetoro, a CIA operative that had been active in Afghanistan, educating the Mujahideens and preparing them to become ISIS and this whole crap. And then he was taken back and brought into the US when the time was right. They have many different players like this, they're preparing. It's like a chessboard. Do you know what is needed? So at the time when the time is ripe, they got it ready on standby. I'm sure there's a transgender president on
Ready
standby
to go.
and all of these like whatever satanic,
But
angelic, whatever.
that's Obama's wife. That's Big Mike. He's ready to
I
go.
know, I know. I'm just saying, look at this as a psychological warfare on us, but played like a chess game.
Yeah.
So if we just reverse the tape a little bit, so I'll give you a bit of a background, is that Barry Soet, at the time Barack Obama came in as president or candidate from, nobody could imagine a black president
Mm.
until the series 24. Uh, do you remember 24 with Jack Bauer, Keith Sutherland, who was an FBI agent? A
Yes.
super good series funded by Israel. Hello, hello, interesting. And then anyway, so they were this for the first time ever, a black president, a dude that was just, I mean, beautiful voice, beautiful man, beautiful ideals, beautiful morals, all of these things. Everybody loved him.
Hmm.
And Jack Bauer was, protecting him with his life and all of this. So your mindset, my mindset included, started opening up. Okay, black president, oh, the good idea, good idea. At the same time, they were turning Boy George into this mayhem of a warmongering madman that needed to be stopped. That's a problem. So you have the problem, you
Hmm.
get that going. He's doing all kinds of bizarre, weird stuff. If you go back, you will see this is exactly what happened. He used to be someone that wasn't really that active, and then he started amping up the madness, causing a problem. So people were going, oh my God, something needs to be done. And then in the background, wow, with pyrotechnics and smoke bombs and the whole shebang, in on stage came, where the hell did he come from? Barack Hussein Obama.
Mm.
What? Who, when you really look into it, is a constructed identity. He was put together like a boy band to fit everyone. So he doesn't look super black. He's sort of like a mixed dude. He's even got Hussein as a middle name, so it goes for the Muslims as well. He's so pleasant. The guy is amazing. His voice is just like so, like soul soups, whatever. It's beautiful, beautiful packaged. Okay,
Yeah.
so he came from nowhere in on stage, boom, Time magazine, best president ever, before he was elected. I mean, am I the only one going like, wait, should we just maybe get him in position for? Then he was given the Nobel Peace Prize for things to come. I mean, am I the only one saying, okay, this is the worst warmongering. If you look at the actions, don't look at the pleasant face. Look behind how many murders were committed as war crimes with drone strikes in innocent countries that have absolutely no reason to be attacked at all. I mean, look at 9/11. There was no Afghanis involved at all. It was an inside job, by the way, but otherwise than that, not even in the official narrative were there any Afghanis. So what the hell are they doing there? It's because of drugs. Drugs, minerals, gold, all of it. Plus, I also think that all of these drone strikes are actually live hunting games where the elite are doing drone strikes, but with live targets, like playing
Wow.
computer games, but with live targets. That's the reason for all of these, I mean, poor people that are being blown to smithereens because they like fun and they are really into death.
Mm.
Anyway, so problem reaction solution in our state, boom, came Barack Obama. You go on the White House own website, you download the birth certificate, you use Adobe Illustrator, and you'll see it's in layers. His birth certificate, normally you have a piece of paper. This is one layer. There's like if something is written, one layer, you cannot change it.
Hmm.
This, his birth certificate, you can close down the different layers. I downloaded it from the White House own website. So
Really?
you can shut down all of you see the font types all of it. It's not the same. It is bullshit on steroids served in your face. I think due to the fact once again that they're shit scared of the law of karma. What they do, they have to show us what they're doing. And if we don't notice, then it's our stupidity that is causing the problem and the bad karma's on our shoulder. That's how they play the game. So
Mm.
they're always showing us. That's why my last name has become a verb, because I know that they're showing us. All I have to do is find the clues and then I can hopefully be part of stopping what they're up to.
Mhm.
Anyway, so that's Barack Obama. In came he boof. Then we had an issue here. We had Hitler, who was going completely berserk, and I mean, a murdering, horrendous individual. I don't even want to call her a human being. That is a evil, evil, whatever, all four of her. I don't know if you know, but there's four different Hillarys. The only thing they got in common is the haircut. They don't even look alike. One got wide hips like this, one is really small, one is young, one's quite old. And I mean, I've been part of writing a book. You just compare the images and the height and the size. You just see, how can anyone, including myself, buy into this crap? Because we do, because they got the same haircut. I'm really looking for the haircut nowadays because people that they have multiple people of, I'm not talking about clones, I'm talking about doubles. For some bizarre reason, they're using doubles. How
Mhm.
can I say a thing like that? Well, just look at Trump. Like, there's one with a red tie, there's one with a blue tie. They're not the same height. They don't, one is a lot shorter. Check out, we were talking about Charlie Kirk. There's a photo of him just before he died with Robert Kennedy and Donald Trump standing on stage, the same floor. Okay. So officially, Donald Trump is 6'3", Charlie Kirk 6'3", Robert Kennedy Jr. 6'1". Fair enough. So it should be chup, chup, and chup. No, it's short, short, and tall.
Right.
There's something going on here. Then you see other photos when suddenly they're the same length.
Hmm.
Anyway, so I'm going around in circle here, but I hope it's okay if I ramble on.
All good.
Okay, so we had Donald Trump. He was out of the game for a while. He needed to come back in to the game. Look at behind the scenes. Don't look at well, Donald Trump is saying so, and Joe Biden is saying, don't. I mean, I have listened maybe 8 minutes in total over the years of what Donald Trump has said. Joe Biden, maybe 30 seconds in total. I don't listen to the game. I know they're just like tip, 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 talking Muppets. They
Sure.
say what you want to hear, and then they do exactly what they're being told. So, nope, nope, nope. I don't even go there. So, here we have how to get this dude once again with a very strange haircut. How do you know it's Donald Trump? You look at the hair, and you would think somebody like Donald Trump. I mean, he could afford a good hairdresser. It's just a wild guess. Why doesn't he? Because that is the thing that symbolizes him. So we see, oh, it's Donald. How do you know? Look at the hair. Do a little bit of this, and Donald is your dude. Oh,
Uh-huh.
I put on a wig and I do a little this and I do a little bit, and okay, it's Donald just said something. No, it was actually me. I know I'm good at it, but it was me. Okay, dude, I'm starting to do this myself now. It's about, there's a lot of sixes going on, by the way. So, anyway, so we had Donald who needed to come back in on stage. So, what happened? Problem, reaction, solution. Suddenly, we had Joe Biden, both of them, or all three of them, however many there is of Joe Biden, I don't know, but it's more than one. Okay,
Mhm.
so this dude turned brain dead like this. He was like almost having to wear diapers. He couldn't walk. He was falling all over the place. He was dropping up bicycles in front of photographers. It's almost like it was staged.
Mhm.
No. Where did he fall? Well, down the stairs from Air Force One. That's pretty public space, you know. Problem. That is a problem. Like this dude, diapers, no brain, falling all over, president of the US, not good. So people like, my God, something needs to be done. Look when these problems occur, and then what is the solution? Suddenly, Donald Trump came like a rocket back, doing a lot of good things, a lot of controversy, but things. It's very easy to do good things if you're involved with the bad.
Mhm.
Like if I was one of them, I could just say, "Listen, I'm gonna create a blue sky. I will stop the chemtrails," and I just turn off the button. Chemtrails off because
Yeah.
I'm the one in the background.
Mhm.
Look at it. He created blue skies. He's our savior. No, I was the one doing it to you. I just turned it off.
Mhm.
Do you see? This is how they play you.
Sure.
So so anyway, so Biden fell over. Trump was on the way up. No, it did. Did all of these calculations. You have to look at this from a marketing point of view. This is in the background. Psychological warfare equals marketing. How to get into the minds of us so that we do as they want. So we think it's actually my idea that I want a Coca-Cola when it's cold. It was my idea. I just like Coca-Cola. Or is it that I'm being bombarded, even subliminal, with Coke, 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 that one day I just say, I really want a Coke.
Mhm.
Same here. So you got Donald Trump. So he was on the way up, but it wasn't enough. You could see, yeah, but a lot of people still thought, no, he's absolute mad. So what happened? Oh, an assassination attempt. That's the best PR stunt you can ever do because when you're being almost killed, and especially if you stand up for the truth and the value and democracy, and then somebody took a shot at you. Oh my God, that's a pure hero. He's willing to die for the cause. My God, let me have some music in the background and an American flag. That's how they get to you. So that whole assassination attempt on Donald Trump, I did two webinars on that too. I think I was the only one in the world at the time saying, pointing exactly to he was in the center. It was a complete staged event. No shooting, no people dying, no ears being
Really?
shot and then miraculously healed within 48
Recuperate.
hours.
Yeah.
The whole thing was a Jewish ceremony. The whole thing with the blood on the ear and all of this was a ceremony where he was being anointed as the new Messiah, the new um, high priest, so to speak. When
Right.
he went off stage, he went understaged. He went under the stage and they had the ceremony on the stage. And then he came back up and the so-called Secret Service carried him away, doing all of these things. Bullshit, bullshit, bullshit on stereo. All of these photos, these ones, it was done afterwards in studio. I've proven it over and over again in the presentation. It's like one of the things I always look for is the sky.
Hmm.
I look for shadows, the angle of shadows. Is this photo taken at the same time as that photo? Then the shadows will be in the same angle, right or wrong. I ask you, right or wrong.
Yeah, right.
It would be, yeah. So if the angle is like that and then suddenly like that, it just shows no, it was taken at another time of day, right or wrong. So these things prove themselves. And when Donald Trump officially was shot, it was dark gray background. You can see the video footage from both cameras from the front, dark gray, cloudy sky. But when he was taken off stage with all of these iconic, incredible photos, I mean, it almost looks like they were staged from a psychological point of get into the mind so you can even print stamps and have all kinds of
Mm.
of what do you call it, product placement and the whole shebang in these photos. The sky is clear blue, and with the American flag of all flags right in the center. Oh my God, that is a lucky shot. Then you look at where was the flag? There was a flag above the stage, but it was like 25 meters behind. You cannot get it into that angle because I checked exactly where the photographer was standing to the left of the staircase, taking a photo straight up.
Hmm.
Where's the flag? 25 meters behind. How did they do it? Because it's just not true. It's not
Wow.
true. And in these PowerPoint these webinars I did, I break it down so that I tell you if you are not gobsmacked at the end of it, like I was when I was going through it.
Hmm.
The thing is, people say, "What happened?" They're asking me like the same day. I say, "I have no idea. Give me 1,000 hours. I will get back to you and I will tell you."
Hmm.
So I don't comment right away. I don't comment, even though many times it's sort of like,
Very
this
obvious.
really smells like one of these ones again. But before I say anything, I download, 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 download everything.
Uh, there we go. The internet's going again. All right. Hold up, Ole. They don't like what you're talking about. Let's pause for a second. See if you can come back.
And there we are.
Uh,
Adrian, I had one time, I kid you not, it was interrupted 43 times.
Ole, I'm gonna
But I
fucking
but
lose it.
I just no, I just said, when this was going on, I started speaking to the ones doing it, saying,
Yes.
listen, please understand, we're here for your future as well. It's the future of your kids as well. I don't care how much of a paycheck you're receiving and
Mm.
all the benefits of being an absolute asshole to the rest of it, but otherwise than a high level title within some agency, but otherwise than that, you are shooting yourself in the foot. We are doing this for humanity, yourself included. So back off. Back off, stop messing with us, get a life, consider your career maybe, and become an honorable individual because I will continue. You tried to kill me many times. So far, not so lucky. I'm lucky, but thank you for that. But otherwise than that, just leave us alone, back off, bless you, fuck you, leave us alone.
I love it.
And otherwise than that, let's go because I'm not stopping. And a lot of people, other people are not stopping either. But back to the topic of the day.
Hmm.
So anyway, so we had dear Donald Trump being shot at. Absolute bullshit on steroid. 100% psychological operation. Yeah, but how can they control? There was a lot of people there. It's called crowdsondemand.com. It's a company, Jewish owned, uh, crowds on demand where you can hire crowds on demand. They even help you with the script. They fly people in. They whatever you need. Do you want like are you a failed musician? We can have loads of fans screaming.
Mhm.
Are you like an absolute asshole? So you don't want to look like that when you get buried. Okay, we get people there. We got special mourners, rentamourner.com or rentamourner.co.uk. People that are really good at, oh, he was
Wow.
such a good fella. Yeah. And you got loads of crisis companies, crisis actors companies like Crisis X, Crisis Solutions. That's a bad one for you. You got Crisis Cast. You got many. This is a multi-billion-dollar business nowadays
Oh
because
shit.
of based on fake terror. They created the terror. After all of these years, do you see? I started to do like this with it. I really got into the Donald thing. Uh, After all of these years, I don't say this easily. I do not know if I've ever seen a real terror attack nor a real mass shooting. I'm not sure because
Wow.
and I've looked into hundreds. I've gone on location. I put myself in the line of fire, harm, whatever, and just looking for the truth. I have not found yet one that was what we were told because I don't think it's in human nature. It's not that many years. It was 66 in Austin, Texas. That was the very first mass shooting ever.
Mhm.
Where before it's not sort of like, yeah, you wake up one morning, even if you're a Muslim terrorist, and you sort of like, what am I going to do today? I'm going to kill a lot of people. Yeah, that will make headlines. And then I kill myself. It's not sort of in the natural way of thinking.
Mm.
I don't think so. You have to be quite messed up to get to that level. But anyway, back to Donald Trump. So he got then in after he had been shot, there was this big convention, all of it Freemasonic on a level. I mean, Illuminati, satanic, unbelievable. The whole stage design, the people that were there connected to Marina Abramovich with spirit cooking and all of that. And he had like Kenneth, what's his name? Kenneth Copeland. I don't know if you've seen him, the Reverend Kenneth Copeland.
Mhm.
Holy moly. If you ever seen a human devil, if there is such a thing, look at him. He is the most demonic thing. And Donald Trump present him as a great American, one of my great friends.
Wow.
What on earth are you doing mingling with people like that? And backed with by Hulk Hogan, whose team, what is the name of their team? New World Order. How discreet is that? Not at all. It's in your face. And dear Donald also said, you only need to vote one more time. One more time is all you need to do. After that, we got it stayed. We got it fixed. Don't worry. Don't worry. Yeah. So I would say, what is he saying? He's saying like in 4 years, there's no need to vote because by then they
Mhm.
have a one world government,
Government.
like a one world asshole that will control the rest of us. One world army, one world digital currency. The whole shebang would be set in motion. Boom. So anyway, so Donald got in on stage and at the same time, out of nowhere, as far as I know, came this individual called Charlie Kirk. Okay, he was just suddenly there in the feeds of everyone I know and doing all kinds of things where you could disagree or agree, but it was like, whoa, he's interesting. So he was doing a lot of these college student type of things on a level that suddenly he was traveling around in Air Force Two. Come again? Yeah, I mean, he's like in a t-shirt, kind of ordinary guy like that. And suddenly he was like mingling with these heavyweight dudes, like I said before. One of them, Benjamin Monster Netanyahu. I mean, when you look at Benjamin Netanyahu, who was brought up in New York. Benjamin Netanyahu is not even his real name. He changed that in so sounds like he grew up there. He hadn't. Was never there, but he comes from a long line of real terrorists. I mean, these are very brutal, very dark, very dark individuals with a very dark agenda. And then you can ask yourself when he came to visit the US and the Capitol, or if it was the White House, I'm not sure. But anyway, there were 25 standing ovations for Benjamin Netanyahu.
Hmm.
Barack Obama got the most he ever got was 15. You explain that to me, please, Adrian. How, because that shows truth. Who are they loyal to? Is we all think that the US and then they're helping small little Israel. Could it be the other way around? When you look at the global elite and the Rothschilds and the whole setup of the nation of Israel and how they have behaved, you got the protocols of the elders of Zion. If you don't understand what's going on in the world, to just read the protocols of the elders of Zion, and it's just like right there in your face. This is what we're gonna do. This is how we're gonna do it, and we're living in it right now.
Hmm.
Anyway, yeah, maybe you have a question, or if I can ramble on, I'll be happy to.
Mate, you're really good at rambling, but you've got a lot of information that you're divulging at very one time, any one time. So I'm just absorbing everything, Ole. Like at the end of the day, a lot of this is, from my perspective, I can connect all the dots, but I don't go as deep as what you have. And to be honest with you, and I don't know if a lot of people listening would feel the same. It gets exhausting. I don't know how you do it. I mean, I know why you do it, and I know that this is obviously a talent of yours. But for me personally, I try and keep a firm grasp on where my head's at any one time, because you can get so lost in the weeds that your own life doesn't feel like a reality anymore. It feels like it's also a fiction. So, the mind's a fickle thing at times. You can live on a
Yeah,
knife's edge of between spiritual enlightenment and insanity. Like there's a
but
fine line.
this is why we have different roles. For some reason, I have been put into this role that it's almost like my body has been made for this, my mind has been made for this. I mean, like, and I am such a loser in other areas. In this area, I'm a Rain Man. I really,
Absolutely.
it's like,
That's right.
no, but I can only say, you ask me anything about JFK or all of these different cases, I remember it.
Hmm.
If you ask me, what did you have for breakfast? I have
No
no clue.
clue.
Do you know? And it's sort of like, so the thing is, and also I found out just a few years ago that my parents were living a double life my whole life. I mentioned it
I
before
remember you saying, yeah.
that they were assets for NATO, and my dad was given wages to the day he died in 1992
Wow.
by them,
Hmm.
the exact, and I would say the exact same forces that I am devoting my life to expose. He first served with a very good intention, and then he got hijacked and was sort of like blackmailed into continuing to
Mm.
save the life of us, also the rest of his family. I'm finding out more and more. So it's like I think I have it in my DNA. So it's I hope that when I talk, that people don't have to do the hard work. I'll be happy to do it. I'll be happy to go into this. It's insanity. It's an absolute like, but I have a talent for it,
Absolutely.
So, so leave that to me. And hopefully what you get from me is this is not even worth looking at. It's absolutely madness. It is a psychological operation. If you take a step back, it can become quite interesting if you know what's going on.
Mm.
So the next time something goes boom, that's a problem, like a
So the
mass
red flags.
shooting, an alleged terror attack, an assassination attempt. When it says boom, okay, that's a problem. You see it, it's being pumped out in media. Problem, problem, problem. People are being interviewed saying, oh, it was such a problem. There were all of these children, they lost their head. Everybody was raped by a vicar.
Mm.
All of these, that's a problem. So your attention goes this way and your reaction goes, oh my God. That's when you should take a step back and just say, hello,
Yeah.
I am now going to go for a walk. I'm now going to cuddle a cat. if you like hugging cups or whatever, hug a
Yeah.
tree. Just
Yeah.
get some fresh air in this one. Don't buy into it, and then come back and say, okay, that's a problem. Here's my reaction. Where's the solution? Because you, for me, I'm just sitting waiting for the solution. When something, boom, oh my God,
Mm.
wait for the solution, wait for the solution, and there it is.
Sure.
Because then you can see if the solution appears, and nowadays with our concentration span being like maybe 28 seconds in total, you
Sure.
know, they will deliver the solution in the same newscast very often,
Mm.
because this is not about news. This is about how to get into your mind and push it in a certain direction.
Yeah. That's comforting to know, Ole.
Yeah.
I very much relate to everything that you just said because I guess, and maybe people have heard me say this a bunch of times, but when COVID hit, I kind of all the red flags that I'd been watching since 9/11 was just all repeated in one go. So the alarm bells were going off in my mind, but honestly, I did panic. I panicked
Yeah.
insofar as if this is the real deal, then we are in for a lot of trouble. And so I started to get really worried and you're frantic in the sense of trying to find the solution to arm yourself, not to for any other reason, but to protect yourself and protect your family, at that time, 5 years ago. So my kids would have been 15 and 13 and 9, like it's just they're so young, and I needed to protect them. So I went crazy. I was watching everything. I think I watched all of YouTube until that was censored, and then I went on to BitChute and whatever fucking other platform that would allow me to see everything that I needed to. So I went down that road, but it honestly made me sick. Like it made me physically, mentally,
Mm,
emotionally ill to the
mm.
degree that I just had to sort of exit out of it and kind of really pull back. So what you just described a minute ago is my life. That's what I do. But I find that just like you have a talent for looking into these situations, I find that I have a talent in a sense of being a conduit of your information. Make sense?
For make absolute sense. And it's very important for you to see who you are. It's very important for me to see who I am. I'm not good at interviewing people. I'm
Mm.
good at being interviewed.
Yes, yeah.
You're good at making your guests feel comfortable and relaxed, and also create a platform so this type of information can get out there.
Get out there.
That's your role. You felt yourself. I'm not. I mean, it is. You're not special ops in this area,
Hmm.
because it's just the physical, the mental thing. You get messed up. So it's not for you. But what you're doing is amazing. What you're doing is amazing. But it's like if you have a problem with the sewage, who do you call? Ghostbusters. No, but do you say when I am the one you just lower down into the sewage, and
Yeah,
I'm the one that
yeah.
comes up with a happy smile and say,
Uh,
listen,
Found it.
nothing
No
is going
problem.
on.
That's right.
It's
Yeah,
bullshit as always. I
that's
was
good.
down there, I checked it out. There is no blockage, we're being told. And I mean, what I found out, as usual, was bullshit
Hmm.
in the sewage. So this is the thing. They want you down in on that level where you drown in this whole thing, where I'm
Absolutely.
saying, please breathe, look out the window. Life is wonderful. If you look out the window, more or less anywhere in the world, life is pretty wonderful. If
Mm.
you have, if you do not get messed with your mind, if you just are like the way it should be. So where is the problem coming from? It is coming from screens in front of you.
Absolutely.
More or less every single one of us are being messed with screens in front of them, many of them so-called smart screen. That is a
Mm.
misspelling I think I mentioned before. It should be EVIL is the correct spelling of these screens. So
Yes.
the digital, as soon as it's digital information, you have to be very wary. Where did it come from? Who's behind this? Who's telling these things? Problem, reaction, solution. Is that possible? Is this really uplifting and empowering? And how do I feel after watching it? If you start feeling depleted and frustrated and angry and sad and depressed, get
Get
out.
out. Yeah,
Get out.
agreed.
There is this amazing thing with remote controls. There's a red button on it, and very often when you press it, you start feeling better.
Switches
It
off. That's right.
you start with
Yeah.
having sort of like withdrawals and shakings for a while, but after that, it's like I'm starting to
Yeah.
feel
You start to
better.
feel better. Yeah.
So
Your body
why
starts
is
to go
that?
back to an equilibrium.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So this is the thing, dip in, dip out, and hopefully I hope that I'm a dip in, dip out point. So for instance, that you can say, what the hell happened with Charlie? Let me just check out with that uh that one, the code breaker, what
Yeah.
he found out, because I can give it to you in like 5 minutes.
Just give you the
Don't
answer.
even
That's right.
don't even go there. It's not for you. This is not, if it's real, like if the virus had been real, then it would be very, very important for us to defend ourselves or find ways to deal with the virus. Now,
Mm.
it turned out that the virus was not real and that the real danger were in the jabs, problem, reaction, solution.
Awesome.
How can you get people to take these things in? You need to create a massive problem to get that reaction, to get them to do this whole thing. Problem,
Mm.
reaction, solution. So it's all the time, it's like boom, something happens. They say it was a mad terrorist, it was a Muslim fundamentalist. If that's true, then the problem is no, sort of Muslim fundamentalists.
Mhm.
Okay. I've been in this area for so many years. I know nothing about Muslim fundamental. I've never found a real Muslim terrorist. I've found people that have been messed up and being manipulated into believing all kinds of crap by the same forces that pull the bombs. But
Correct.
it's every single time I get back to the same. So let's
Mm.
go to Charlie Kirk.
Yeah.
Okay, so Charlie Kirk, here he was again. I want to say first, boom, one assassination attempt on Trump. Yeah, it got him up there, but it didn't make it all the way. He was still, when you checked out the numbers, he was still not a sure card. Even though it was staged, they had to get the numbers so that it looked like plausible that he got elected. Okay,
Mhm.
so what did they do? They pulled another one. Oh, another assassination attempt. That is how they do it. Please notice that first they do one thing, they have all of they got complete check on media, social media platforms, all of it. Did we get to them? Just like in a marketing campaign, did we get our message through? If not, they'll just amp it up. If it's like a beheading of a soldier somewhere, and they didn't get the message through. People didn't really back NATO to do the next terror attack.
Mhm.
No, so suddenly there was in a neighboring country, oh, very similar one, beheading again. Boom. Do you
And
see
double
sort of
down.
they and out like that? It's like boom, boom, and if not, then boom.
Sure.
So look, be aware of it. It's just like you're being played with. And if
Mm.
you start seeing it as like, wait a second, nah, you must be kidding. Wait for it. And boom, there it happened. Do you know, I predicted, I think it's 74 of these attacks on public radio up to 2 months, 3 months before some of them happened. I managed to stop several of them.
Mhm.
How did I do that? Once you start seeing that, wait a second. If he knows how to do it, one thing is, why hasn't he been interrogated? Because he should be in bed with a terrorist. That makes no logic that he can know about that if he's not in contact with them.
Mhm.
Right or wrong? Have I ever been interrogated? No. Have I said, please come, I'm here? Or if the police were so stupid, or I don't want to be insulting, but if they could see that, wow, we can't solve these crimes, but this dude apparently
Solve them
can.
all the time. That's it.
Why,
Bring it in.
why don't they contact me? I've been saying hundreds of times, I'm
I'll help you.
here, I'm at your service, let me help you.
Mm.
So them not doing it, you have to ask yourself,
Why?
why could it be? And the answer is yes, because they're involved in it. That's the thing. They're the ones carrying it out against us. To me, that is so not okay. The
Mhm.
ones that are there to protect us should protect us, not the other way around. In that case, once again, my famous fingers, fuck off and Get a life and come on, wake up because you're hurting your fellow human being. It is not okay.
Hmm.
And I don't care if you lose that you were hijacked, you signed up for one job, turn out to be something else. I'm contacted by many people in the police, in the military, and SWAT teams. They're desperate. They don't know what to do. Get some balls. You're a powerful, brave individual. Otherwise, you wouldn't have signed up for that type of job. And stand up for what is right. It's not that difficult. Look yourself in the mirror. You know the truth. Do it. Do it.
Hmm.
Take a step out. Yeah, but I lose my pension. You will lose your future. We're on our way to
Yeah,
losing it all.
there's a lot at stake. All right,
So back
let's go
to,
back to Charlie Kirk.
yeah,
Everyone's hanging on for dear life as to what
I'm
the
sorry
fuck
about it.
happened with this bloke.
Yeah,
I
okay.
understand he rose to fame really, really quickly. And I think he was in my peripherals for a time, but obviously things are very, very amplified post assassination. So give me
It's
your synopsis of,
okay.
what you
So yeah, so I want to just for fun go back to a movie from 1998 with Nicolas Cage called
think.
Snake
Snake Eyes.
Eyes. Yeah,
Yep.
okay.
Watched it the other night.
In that movie, there is a politician that is being shot at
Yeah.
a boxing match on the exact same date as Charlie Kirk, okay,
Hmm.
on the 10th of September, which is, by the way, 9/11, because in many countries
Ah, yes.
when he was shot in the US, it was already 9/11 in Australia and Europe and all of these things, but it was
Right.
actually not because it was, they can't do it too obvious. So, yeah, and then he died on 9/11. Oh,
Mhm.
anyway, so that these dates, the numbers are super important for them. Anyway, so we had this trauma that they do on any anniversary if they can. Just pump it in. Pain,
Mhm.
pain, pain. So, anyway, so in this movie from 1998, that was filmed at the Taj Mahal Hotel owned by Donald Trump. Okay. And one of the characters in the movie, his name is Leo Powell, is based on Donald Trump identity. Okay. So above the boxing ring, when he's being shot, there's this one eye. If you've ever seen Freemasonic
Yeah.
symbolism here, it's all over the place. Anyway, there's one eye going around, and above it, it says Powell pays. Okay, so the character based on Donald Trump is paying for the whole thing in the movie.
Mhm.
Interesting, I would say. So Donald has this incredible tendency of just appearing again and again and again. But what do I know? So in 1998, so the thing is that the boxer, they're staging a fight. They're staging that he's going to lose. His name was Tyler, like
Mhm.
exactly the same name as Tyler, the alleged assassin of
That's it.
Charlie Kirk. Tyler, and his nickname was the Executioner.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay. So the when he falls or he pretends to be knocked out in that chaos, because the audience go like, what the? Everybody stands up screaming like this, and a shot is fired, and a politician is killed by a shot at the exact location where
Neck.
Charlie Kirk was. Okay.
Yeah.
So what was the name of the politician?
Yeah.
Charles
Ali Kirkland.
Kirkland.
Kirkland,
Sure.
that's it.
Okay. So if you look from a statistical point of view, I had a mathematician make the calculations on what are that the likability that all of these things match up with this event. It was like 1 in 3.28 trillion. For you to be struck by lighting is in the millions. For this is in the trillions. Do you know how many zeros that is? So to
Mm.
say that, well, I don't really know, it could be coincidence. It could 1 in 3.2 trillion. So
Mm.
the chances not very big. So how is that even possible that that could have been already there in 1998? Then you have one big one for that most people are not aware of, I think anyway. So the woman that was next to the politician when he got shot, the woman in white, check out
Mhm.
the exact same dress code as Erica Kirk when she approached the nation for the first time, the speech afterwards, where she, by the way, say, my name is Erica Kirk. Charlie Kirk is my husband. Sorry, Erica, was would be the correct naming of, things. But
Hmm.
no, they're telling us what they're doing. Anyway, so the woman in white in the movie, the actress name is Carla Luggio, if I remember right. Carla Luggio.
Hmm.
She is right now in a movie called from Amazon TV. She's now right now in a series called Heads of State, where she's playing the vice president. Okay, so do you know the name of the vice president in that series?
No.
Elizabeth Kirk.
Bullshit.
No,
Oh,
I
wow.
shit you not. I shit you not, because this is how it's played.
Oh, dear.
Do you see? And this is why I'm saying also that what they're doing with this operation, they came to a point, I think, where it's like, okay, we've been using Charlie Kirk to a certain point, and now it would it if we turn him into the most powerful ever thing, which is a martyr. Give
Hmm.
him wings, and he will amp the whole thing up to the next level. And indirectly, I tell you what they're preparing is Erica Kirk for vice president. This is the operation. Look, I don't follow what's going on, but I can guarantee you she's going to end up and run for vice president or president.
Wow.
That is the end of this whole thing. But anyway, the whole shebang around, I can go into thousands of details, but please go to my webinar instead at lightonconspiracies.com. So I'm just showing ding, 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 ding. Then you have Erica Kirk, who, where did she come from? Well, she was just a nobody who, by the way, her mother was working for Homeland Security and in all kinds of cybersecurity type of companies. Her dad doesn't exist, but yet he seems to exist because he was possibly into the whole Raytheon, like dome war mayhem weaponry development. I mean, what is that? And then Donald Trump's he bought up this whole Miss Universe and Miss America, that whole thing. So
Hmm.
they contacted Erica when she was a teenager, saying, "Listen, why don't you try out as a model?" And boom, she won Miss Arizona. How often, how many girls have been called by the model agency saying, "Why don't you come on as a model?" Okay, so she won that whole thing in 2013, I think it was. And then she was 16 or 17 like that. And she started an NGO helping children in Romania, as you do.
Hmm.
Okay, so who did she do that with? The US military. I have like
Wow.
quotes from her own website and all, where she's thanking the US military for helping her in Romania. And she's specifically active in two cities in Romania that are infamous for child trafficking. Like, what?
Mm.
Then she was involved in recording a music video. Okay, great, Erica Kirk. The guy that she was playing against in the movie, they were driving around having fun, all that. His name was Tyler. He even looks a bit like Tyler Robinson. Okay, and in it, she's ziplining in Las Vegas in front of the what is the Fremont Casino. She's ziplining, and she's ziplining in front of the numbers 10-9, which is the exact date when this was shot. This was back in 2013, I think.
Holy
Okay,
shit.
so then she's brought together with Charlie Kirk, who was working for Donald Trump. So he had one employee from Donald Trump is put together with Erica Kirk, who became a model and a Miss Arizona. I even have photos of her in the Pentagon with this whole beauty queen thing on.
Hmm.
What on earth is a beauty queen from Arizona doing in the Pentagon? I mean, ask yourself, is this normal? I don't think so. Anyway, so yay, she had this very famous podcast or very great. And how do you get one of these podcasts? You look at the numbers on YouTube. I've had numbers go straight down overnight, like in the thousands, and I've seen them go down. The more visitors, the more they've gone down. So I know that you can manipulate these numbers. I even told people with this music video I sent to you, check it out. The time now, this is it, and the number of views, this is it. Now compare, and the number of thumbs up continue to go up, but the number of views continue to go down. Somebody is messing with it. And so
Mhm.
how do you make somebody popular? You put 14 million views. Wow. That must be that this must be good because 14 million views. I got like 13 on my channel and 14 million. Oh my God. No, that's how they create it. It's just they mess with your mind again. Anyway, so her podcast, maybe it was good, I don't know, but became super, super popular. And then she invited Charlie Kirk and they fell in love. It was so beautiful and it was filmed so it could be used afterwards. It was so beautiful to watch. Anyway, so they became an item. Then they got married. There's no marriage certificate anywhere in the state of Arizona. How is that possible? Okay, then they got two kids. There's no birth certificates on any of them. There's no photo where they actually show their face. There's no name in public. I mean, if you're a famous individual, fair enough. I can understand if you don't want to show the baby's face or names or whatever, keep them out of the spotlight. But otherwise than that, the official papers should be there. They are not. How is that even possible? Then then you have when you start looking at Erica Kirk, I mean, she looks in a specific way, like most of us do. And her looks is she's a bit wide in there. She's a beautiful girl, but wide and very distinct eyebrows like this and beautiful smile like this. Then you compare it with a woman who stood up and spoke to the nation after Charlie Kirk died. They don't even look alike. It's not even close. So what happened? Well, the new or the Wikipedia page of Erica Kirk went down and boom came back up with new photos and everything changed to fit the new one. Okay, hello, that's interesting. Who can control that? Then you have we let's not even go into the shooting itself, but it's sort of like if you have a Mauser 3009, 3006, many of these things, they're connecting it with earlier traumas like the Martin Luther King assassination, where he
Mhm.
was shot with that caliber, how they stole the body from Utah, just like they stole the body from JFK. There are many of these things that where they hook on a subconscious level, I think, with earlier traumas
Mhm.
to amp it up. Anyway, so 3006 that is a powerful rifle. So he was hit in the throat and he was like a bit like this. No exit wound. I mean, really, did he have some titanium neck or whatever? If you are hit, and I've spoken to war veterans, if you're hit in the throat, it is a massive, massive, massive wound like this. It will
Mhm.
just tear the half of your neck out, and the blood will squirt. It will bleed really because here the arteries are going up and down, and the color of the blood will be pink red or very bright red, depending because it's close to the lungs, so it will still be so oxygenated like
Mhm.
that. What do we see here? Like black pudding out of his neck. No, it didn't make any sense whatsoever. And then Alex Jones, sorry, folks, if you ever seen controlled opposition, there's one for you. I don't speak badly about people sometimes, but I think it's important to point him out. But anyway, so he said that he spoke to the surgeon and who had been there when he had when they've actually saw that he was dead, and the surgeon said, I can't go into details, but, and then Alex Jones made this live verse where he said, yeah, the surgeon told me that the bullet had entered and then changed direction and went down into the heart, so made the heart explode, then turn up around and came out and exited.
Yeah, wow. Sounds like the JFK.
It's absolute bullshit. I mean, soft tissue does not make a bullet change direction and go up and down and inside
Yeah.
out and whatever. It just goes on and on and on. And to make a long story short, I can just say that as far as I know, Charlie Kirk was a constructed identity, just like Barack Obama, the
Hmm.
very same way put together based on also whatever reason they made this Snake Eyes movie and whatever reason they put it out already there. Why are they doing these things? I think to some extent because of the law of karma that they're telling us ahead. When you take 9/11, there were, I would say, almost thousands of indicators where they were pointing, this is going to happen, this is going to happen, this is going to
Mm.
happen. When you look back, it is all over the place. And so in this case, I don't know why, but Charlie Kirk, I think, was a constructed identity. Also, when you look at Charlie Kirk, there is at least three different individuals that have been acting as Charlie Kirk. Once again, in my webinar, you can see I've just put images of the three next to each other. It's like they've got similar eyes, but when you see them next to each other,
Mm.
they're not even close.
Different face, different smiles, different teeth.
The teeth are completely different. The
Yeah.
smiles, it's just not the same person. If you took photos of you and me next to each other, we would not look alike. They
Mm.
they have similar eyes. That's about it. And they got the same kind of hair.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway,
But you
so
think the solution though, like with what do you think is the possible like the problem reaction solution? What do you think the possible solution would be, considering that you've got his wife's well his ex mother-in-law that's tied into all of this uh, military, AI and all the rest of it. You now got Trump sort of moving in with Peter Thiel. They're obviously very big on AI surveillance, digital ID. Do you think like is that the most obvious answer as to why we need to track everyone and everything and everyone's movement because so we can prevent episodes like this or events like this happening in the future? Or do you think it goes even deeper than that?
it has many multiple causes. And like I said before, I think one of the main one in this specific part is to amp up the popularity of Trump. I mean, how do you hug like a grieving widow? But
Yeah.
otherwise than that, how bizarre is that? And
Yeah,
oh,
it's bizarre.
it's like,
Yeah, yeah.
come
That
on.
was even wilder. Yeah.
But it's incredible diversion. Look that way instead
Mm.
of look what's actually going on. They've created this martyr who's now, I mean, have you seen photos of him? It's like JFK, Martin Luther King, Charlie Kirk, and Jesus.
Mm. Yeah.
What, wait a second. I mean, could we just maybe put them in the right order? No, they're on the same level. And
Yeah.
all of these animated things with Charlie Kirk. And also, have you seen they did this incredible big concert, like massive
Yeah.
concert, where,
Pyrotechnics, and everything
yeah,
going
but
on. Yeah.
yeah, but with Melania Trump as a singer and Erica Kirk, and they were singing together this duet, singing better than Celine Dion. Amazing. But anyway,
So talented. Yeah.
above the stage was the big letters VIVO. Do you know what that means in Latin or
No, tell me.
Spanish? It means I live. It is in your face. He's not dead. He never died. If you go to charliekirk.com, there's this message, oh, we're so sorry we lost Charlie. But the rest of the website is in presence. Charlie Kirk is the founder of this and the, do you see? It's like
Sure.
so,
Really is.
and the people surrounding him in this turning point whole thing. If you look, yeah, he's a priest. Yeah, if you check the background, military, military, military,
Yeah.
military, military.
Wow.
All it's an operation. Donald Trump right in the center of the whole thing as a
Mm.
key player in this whole. It's a complete staged event.
Wow.
You go to the so-called memorial, or people call it the funeral. There's not been a funeral. There's not
Mhm.
been a death certificate. There's not been a death examination. There's no
Really.
medical things. There's no autopsy done. Hello. But
Just the
otherwise than
concept.
that, everything is as normal.
Hmm.
Then, then you look at the logistics of 11 days after he was shot. They put together this in the Arizona State Farm Stadium with officially 80,000 people coming there. 80,000 they claim. That's like a CC
Mm.
Top sold out concert.
Yeah.
Really? Anyway, so but we see it's full, or is it AI generated? When you look at the people moving in the background, it
Mm.
doesn't look real to me. Anyway, so on that stage, many of the people there were military people, even though they, when you check them out, oh, the preach this or the vicar that or the best friend there, military, military, military. And by the way, when is the vice president and the president allowed to be in the same location at the same time? That's the whole point of having a vice president is if this one blows up or whatever,
Mm.
the vice president is somewhere else and can take over. Here we had the whole shebang
Yeah, how
at the
interesting.
same, and in 11 days, I checked out when you looked at like the design of the stage and the whole decoration and the whatever it's called, the background roll-ups and the lighting and the pyrotechnics and the just the whole
Mm.
thing to rearrange it or arrange it with all these different channels so that they could do live footage or live TV show. And
Months
the
and months of
normal
planning.
the normal setup would
Mm.
be months.
Yeah.
If you did it in record speed, would be 3 weeks. Here it was carried out in 11 days. And
Mm.
they say, yeah, because we had 100 people volunteered, 100 people volunteered. And so they did the impossible thing. I
Mm.
call bullshit again. It's just not possible.
Uh,
It's not
yeah.
possible.
What do you think about Candace Owens? And have you ever listened to
Yeah.
her talk about, she's pally with Charlie Kirk, and she's obviously pointing the direction of the involvement in Charlie Kirk's murder or supposedly murder towards Donald Trump. What do you think of her as a plant or a controlled opposition?
I I haven't listened that much to her, but when I look in her eyes, I get a very good feeling. I
Mm.
get a feeling that this is an honest individual who's doing her best. At the same time, she's also working for someone where she openly says that this woman belonged to the IDF, which is the Israeli Defense Force.
Yeah.
Former that, I mean, that on its own, if I was employed by somebody who used to work, I would be like a slightly considered like hello. As
Sure.
far as I also know is that she's married to a priest, a Jesuit priest.
Hmm.
But otherwise than that, I think sometimes you're being played. It's like when you look at Joe Rogan. I like Joe Rogan,
Mm.
but I think that he is controlled without knowing it. Do you know, like
Yeah, I get
uh,
that.
how you're being very well paid. You
Mm.
get fame and fortune, all of these things, and you think that you're doing the right thing, that you're doing, but you're being without knowing it. You're being directed and used,
Mm.
used, used, used. And then one day, when you have no use anymore, they would throw you away like an empty uniform.
Sure.
It's so with Joe Rogan, I don't feel that he's doing anything purposely wrong, but there's a definite hole in what he's looking into. Maybe it's just because he's not interested, or but there's something missing in that whole thing.
Mm.
Candice, who, like I said once again, I mean, I get a very good feeling from her and that she honestly mean, but none of us, we're all sort of trying to find out what happened. She was close to this individual, which one of them, but one of them.
Mm.
And and I mean, it's very traumatic when something like that happens, if you believe it. If you
Sure.
really think that that happened, it's awful. I mean, was one of her dear friends that got slaughtered like that. Awful,
Mm.
awful. So in that state of shock as well, and then finding out also like, wait a second, what the hell is going on? If you haven't been down this rabbit hole like this individual for 40 odd years, it's shocking. It's shocking because if you have been exposing the truth on this level, and then you suddenly find out hello, 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 and that the people that are put there for you to trust and to look up to and you suddenly find in this situation that suddenly their face changes and like, whoa. And I feel that the little I've seen of her is like she's shocked here. like she's looking into different things.
Sure.
Turning point, she said she had been making jokes to Charlie. It's almost like a military operation. And
Mm,
then she said every single one she's looking into are military. This is a psychological military operation. It
yeah.
has nothing to do with students and debates, and so it is a completely different ball game.
Mm,
And so I think at least I really want to give her the benefit of the doubt, and I, like I said, I get a very pure, good feeling from her. But I
yeah.
think that she's been played because for them, she's been doing a great job. She's been exposing certain areas, just like WikiLeaks were
Hmm.
their creation. Very sorry to say that. If you look at WikiLeaks, if you look at the board members, if you look at the funding, you will see, oh my God, where WikiLeaks, I loved them. Julius Assange, I was so impressed, and then I found out, oh my God. Once again, you go in behind the scenes, you see, oh my God, here we
Everything's been
go.
infiltrated. Yeah, it sounds like also what comes to mind with the very reminiscent of the Charlie Kirk trajectory into famedom, I guess, or stardom is Nick Fuentes. Like it seems like he's probably on the same path as a younger Charlie Kirk. I
Like I
don't
say,
know.
it's a chessboard,
It
and
is, isn't it?
they have many people in the background, you
Mm,
know. What is needed is it's a black lesbian, whatever, or like a white transgender, or
sure.
what for whatever next
Whatever
all
actor
should.
we need.
Yeah. And so that's why you will also see that there are trends when it comes to mass shootings.
Hmm.
Okay. Right now it's transgender shooters. Before it was like geeky looking dudes like that. Before that, it was Muslim terrorists. Now there's no Muslim terrorists. They've just
Well,
gone.
every
After
every transgender is a lethal mass
th-
shooter.
this is the thing, and it's
Mm.
sort of like, but they're running out of options. So soon, I mean, it's going to be grandmother in a wheelchair mass killer,
Right.
because
You got to come
so
up with
that
something.
to give them the go ahead to just kill off old people.
Yeah, sure.
It's like, yeah, for your security, kill them.
Mm.
Stop their machines just for all good. And so you have to look from a point of view of psychological operation. So it will go emotional, women, children, victim to get the emotion. If it's dudes like us, they couldn't care less, or old guys or farmers or like that. But beautiful women and children, this is the
Yeah.
thing to get the emotions going, to create the problem. Get
Yeah,
the reaction
absolutely.
go,
I
get the
say to people
reaction.
all the time, I think, have you ever heard of the saying, like the eyes are the window to the soul, So I think when you look at the screen that we talked about before, like right now I'm looking into a camera and this camera is looking straight into my eyes, right? So we can use this portal for good and it can also be used for evil. So people
Yeah.
have to understand that the powers that be, whoever they are and however they operate, as you've articulated very cleverly throughout this whole conversation, is they manipulate the minds of the masses and they feed, obviously, off this fear and everyone pointing the finger at each other and creating enemies out of thin air. And so we all set ourselves onto each other. It's that whole divide and conquer type of ritual that they keep repeating over and over. And this is something that's just been going on for centuries. It's nothing new. So I think people need to be very careful and set very stern boundaries as to how they can protect themselves and their energy systems to this type of psychological onslaught that is always
Mm.
trying to dig into your psyche, your mind, your heart, your soul. It's trying to pierce that veil, which is all pure and all knowing and beautiful in its essence. But it can be easily corrupted if you allow it. And I think everyone needs to be super, super critical as to where their information is coming from, who it's coming from, and again, like I've always said to people, like your self-awareness in this day and age is paramount. It's a spiritual war. There's no doubt about it in my mind.
I completely agree. This is also why I've taken a step back. at this point because I can't trust anything. Like I with now no with AI, the when that entered in on stage with video manipulation, sound manipulation, all of the it's like I have no idea, but I do know that this is the way we get confused and manipulated. It is in through the eyes, the ears, sometimes the nose, could be through taste, but otherwise than that, this is the one that can get confused. Your heart always knows the
Mm.
truth. The heart knows the truth, but the heart is very quiet. The voice in the heart, which is the one I think that we should listen to and live by, is very simple. It's very, very simple. Simple-minded, absolute beauty. Where a couple of thousand years ago, there was somebody that made some stone plates and said, listen, guys, this is it. There's about 10 rules before you get out on your own. Don't kill, don't steal, don't lie, don't take anybody else's spouse, don't manipulate, all of these things, not difficult. Respect the old ones, treat other people the way you want to be treated. Off you go. Enjoy, create a beautiful life. But
Easy.
then there was the apple. And so the the apple stands for all of the desires, all of this, but it comes from mind, the vi and the native Indians talk about Wetiko, the mind virus that gets into your mind if you let it. If you're not whole, then it will get its way in there. And once it's there, it will start spinning your mind, woof, 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 and
Mm.
attract you. Oh, look at that. I get it. If I can get that, if that, or anger and all of these desires. It's through the desires that so much of this mayhem comes. So I ask you one thing. People say the devil is very powerful. Okay, if you compare the devil with a mosquito, who can bite you? Who can bite you? The
Mm.
mosquito can. It can really physically bite you. So how does the devil or that satanic uh, energy or whatever you want to call it, how does it get to you? The only power it has is a whisper. And
Mm.
it's not physical, it's a whisper. Do that. It's better over there. Take this. You can
Mm.
do better. Get rid of your wife. Take that's the whisper. So all we have to do is say, oh, it's like a radio. If you don't listen to the radio and say, yeah, or you don't start arguing with the radio, it's the
Mhm.
same thing here. Just become aware of when your mind starts going like this, maybe you have listened to the wrong
Mm.
channel. Maybe
Frequency.
you're listening
You know.
to it will sound so beautiful. It
Mm.
will say, oh, freedom, democracy, happiness, success, you can do all of this. It will be packaged like that, which is the way anyone that is trying to manipulate you, any marketing agent, whatever, that's how they get to you. They don't say, I am the worst asshole ever. I'm going to try and do this to you and do that to you, and you see if you can defend yourself. No, they say, I'm here because I trust in you. I really believe in you, Adrian. And I think that if you just buy this life insurance, that will make you.
Yeah,
Do you
that's
see?
right.
It's like they
Very cunning.
get,
Yeah.
yeah. So the only thing you have to become aware of is your mind.
Mm.
Look at all the old gurus, the Buddhists, all of them. What are they saying? It's your mind. This is where the war is. And they are very aware of that. That's why they try to pull you down in frequency, down, 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 where you get depressed and anxious and fearful and stuff, because that's where they can control you.
Mm. Agreed.
So free your mind, the rest will follow. That's
Mhm.
that's the one. This is also why I know more about this crap than anyone else I know. Do I look depressed? I should be hanging from the wall or for the roof
That's
a
right.
long time ago. I
Yeah.
don't. I'm super optimistic. I mean, not only super optimistic, I know that we're going to be fine.
Mm.
But we are in challenging times. It is scary as hell out there if you allow it to scare you. Do you see what I'm saying? It's like they're
Agreed.
telling us stuff. They're gonna do this. They're gonna do it's that's scary. That's scary. That's scary. But that if it pulls you down, don't look there. Don't go there. I would say if you can't deal with it, if you can't handle it, it's like a surfer. Don't get out on these massive waves if you can't surf. take it easy, be gentle with yourself, but
Mm.
listen to the heart. The heart is beautiful. What it says is, do no harm. A perfect action in Raj Yoga is an action that does no harm to anyone and some benefit to someone, yourself included. So if you that take that simple one and just do not harm in words and action and thoughts, and do something that benefits someone, yourself included. Don't forget yourself, because it's easy to become a doormat, but also to benefit yourself and live your life like that. Then suddenly, like, if you start looking for opportunities to do something beautiful that will raise the frequency, your life will turn beautiful. My life is stunning.
I
My
love it.
life is stunning, I tell you. And people say, how can you be? I mean, my God, you're digging around in all this dark stuff. You must be super depressed. How can you? Hello, I'm
Mm.
doing great. But
Fantastic.
but there is this danger, and it is here. So I also just want to point out, Adrian, fear, fear, fear. What is fear? Fear is something in your mind. It's not real. It's not out there. I've never seen like 5 pounds of fear on a shelf. I've never seen anyone, like make a painting of fear. Where is it? It's
Hmm.
in your mind. Okay, and how? So is it based on something that can help you? Yeah, in one way, if you burn yourself, don't put the hand down on the stove again. That's where fear can help you. Don't step out in front of a bus. That's just plain stupid. That's how fear can say, whoa, I'm not going to do. But otherwise than that, it is pure speculation about something that has not yet happened.
Mm.
What am I afraid of? Am I afraid of something that happened in my childhood? No, I'm afraid that it will repeat it, that it will be repeated. It happened to me, it can happen again. That's fear for you. But it's in the future. It's in the future. It has not yet happened. So if you look at fear, it's an absolute waste of life. It's
Hmm.
and most of us, many of us are controlling our
Consumed
lives
by it.
through
Yeah.
fear.
You got to make fear a
Anyway,
servant, not your master. Ollie, it's been an amazing time to chat with you. I'm going to put all the links to all of your shows, your webinars and things like that, your website and everything, so people can go and listen to you and be wowed and awed by your deep knowledge of all of these things. I truly appreciate your time and once again I thank you for coming on the show. Look forward to next time. I'm sure there'll be another event not too long around the corner that we can dig into. Okay.
thank you so much, Adrian. And please also, I just want to say, in April, we're going to arrange retreats here in Bali,
Oh,
1 week
lovely.
retreats here. So I'm going to send you the links there also within a week or so.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, please send it through and I'll pop it in the show notes so everyone can come along. Okay.
Excellent. Thank you
All right,
so
man.
much.
You have a
Have a
great
good
day.
one. Bye
Talk
bye.
soon.